Well, hello everybody, and it is Sunday, the Sunday after Thanksgiving. Hope everybody here in the United States had a nice Thanksgiving, and but that's behind us. It's the weekend now, so you know what that means. Get ready. Um, about oh gosh, probably a week ago now, somebody asked me about the flesh. In Christianity, they talk about the flesh a lot. And that's your desires, your addictions, your bad deeds, your not obeying God. Um, that would be living in the flesh, living after the flesh. That's how it's always presented in Christianity. And I thought about it, and and I believe Mike has even made this point because I think Mike is where it comes from. But I went to, and Paul talked about the flesh in many different ways. Sometimes he talked about the flesh as in his kindred and things like that. But whenever he was talking about flesh uh, and spirit, he usually talked about uh, the commandments in the first five books of the Bible. Uh, that's what is called the law, if you're new. And so anyway, I just want to read to you a little section about what he said to give you an idea, because my answer pretty much was the flesh had to do with the law. And so let me just read that to you now. In chapter 8, verse 1, it starts out, it says, "There is therefore now no condemnation to them which are in Christ Jesus, who walk not after the flesh, but after the Spirit. For the law of the Spirit of life in Christ Jesus hath made me free from the law of sin and death. For what the law could not do, in that it was weak through the flesh, God sending his own Son in the likeness of sinful flesh, and for sin condemned sin in the flesh, that the righteousness of the law might be fulfilled in us who walk not after the flesh, um, but after the Spirit." The thing that I want to get back to here is he's talking about the law could not make anyone righteous. And those who walk after the flesh are not walking after the spirit of. In other words, they are anybody who's walking after the flesh is trying to, in their own human attempt, to obey the commandments of God in order to please God. And nobody can please God through the law. However, that would be the knee-jerk human reaction of trying to be right with God on their own, of their own accord, uh, in their own humanity, in a human attempt to obey the commandments of God or the law. And that would be definitely the flesh. Um, there's nothing wrong with the flesh. Paul even says in other places to love your flesh. Um, I'm glad when I no longer tried to fulfill the commandments of the law, because I hated my flesh in many ways. And actually, I was quite at peace with my flesh after that. And I did learn to love it and probably took better care of it after that. Can't say the same now, but it has nothing to do with following the law, though. So anyway, just wanted to show you this comparison where Paul is literally talking about flesh very much correlates to the law and walking after the law, which there is no righteousness in that. But it is a human attempt to try to be right with God in their own flesh instead of um, what Christ has done. Um, that would be in the flesh. Anyway, I'm sure that's revolutionary. It's probably very upside down to the way most people are taught. And but I like that. Have a revolutionary week. All right, folks. Bye bye.